Hello everybody, and welcome back to more of the Dynasty series. It's me, Cooper, and we're going to be talking about another character in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dynasty series deck profiles. The character for today, and someone who should have been obvious that they were going to be in the Duelist Kingdom tournament, it's Joey Wheeler, my favorite freaking character of Duel Monsters, the underdog with the funny accent. So, Joey Wheeler's Ace Monster, everybody should know, he totally stole this from Rex Raptor. Joey Wheeler's Ace Monster is the Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's the card that he uses to differentiate himself from Kaiba and his Blue Eyes, and Yugi and his Dark Magician. The Red Eyes Black Dragon is a tried and true ultra rare card that Joey totally just stole from Rex Raptor. Before this, Joey's best monster might have been the Thousand Dragon, but let's just go with it's Red Eyes. Sorry guys, it's too iconic. In fact, most of Joey's most iconic monsters are stolen from other people, like, you know, Jinzo and Battle City. That's Esperoba. But whatever. Getting on to with his rare cards, Joey Wheeler's rarest cards are easily his Time Wizard and his Copycat. Time Wizard is one of the greatest gamble cards in the game. It is so freaking funny. You flip a coin, if you call it right, you destroy all of your opponent's monsters. That's right, you Raigeki your opponent. Face down, face up, doesn't matter. Time Wizard kills them all. But if you call it wrong, you lose all of your monsters. You get Raigeki'd, and then you take damage for half of all of those monsters' attacks combined. It's actually super scary, but if you're ballsy enough to be Joey Wheeler, you're gonna run some cards like this. His Copycat, however, is more of a guarantee monster. What it does is when you summon it onto the field, you are able to steal your opponent's attack and defense stats, which they get to keep. Sorry, you just copy it, you don't steal it. And you copy your opponent's attack defense stat, and then you face them with basically their own monster. It's actually a super good get out of jail free card. But that's not all. Joey Wheeler is best known for some of the funny back row cards he has. And the back row cards he has that are super effective in a tournament like this, Duelist Kingdom specifically, are Kunai with Chain. That's right, his old school Kunai with Chain, which is one of the few trap cards back in the day to have multiple effects. This trap card allows you to increase one of your monsters as an equip trap by 500 attack, which is super solid. And on top of that, you can also force your opponent's attacking monster into defense mode. Now, you can activate Kunai with Chain for just one of its effects, or you can do both, where you force one of their monsters into defense mode. And honestly, it's probably one of the only ways he'll ever beat a freaking Blue Eyes is by putting it in defense and increasing Red Eyes by 500 points. But other than that, he also has the card Grave Robber. Now, this card is pretty interesting. What it does is it lets you select one spell card from your opponent's graveyards, and then lets you use it until the end of the turn. But if you decide to use it, you take 2,000 damage. Now, in Duelist Kingdom, that's a death sentence, so it had a different effect. But in this series, it won't be a death sentence. So he will literally steal your Monster Reborn or your Pot of Greed if you try to use it. It's actually super good in this tournament because most of the spell cards getting used are the good ones. Speaking of good spell cards, one of Joey Wheeler's actually good spell cards that could totally ruin a lot of people in this tournament are the Shield and Sword. The Shield and Sword, what it does is all face-up monsters on the field flip their attack and defense stats for the rest of the turn, which means that your all-powerful monster with, let's say, 2,200 attack, but only, let's say, 1,500 defense, it's gonna die because he'll just flip it. And then you have to fight with 15, and his monster that was more defensive, it will end up fighting you, like his Lava Battle Guard or something. But let's go ahead and move on to Joey Wheeler's stats. Joey Wheeler, in terms of attack, is a damn good person. He's got lots of good attack points. Now, the monsters that made him have these attack points are also part of his weakness, but we gotta talk about them. His best monster in just straight up attack points is the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Joey Wheeler does own the Black Skull Dragon, but the only way he will be able to summon this, or one of my friends will be able to summon this, is if they're specifically fighting Yugi. They destroy Summon Skull, they Monster Reborn it, and they have Polymerization at the right time. That is the only way they're ever going to make that happen. But he does have Black Skull in his deck, but I can't count that in his stats. In his stats, the reason his attack stat is so high is because he's got a lot of tribute monsters, which is actually a downside, but it's also an upside because they all have around 1800 attack with buffing effects, like the Swamp Battle Guard. This card can get buffed with Lava Battle Guard, and, you know, that's actually kind of a fun combo for 500 points. He has equipped spells like the Salamandra, which works on his Garuzis and his Flame Swordsman, another 1800 attack point monster. His Time Wizard goes together with Baby Dragon to make his Thousand Dragon rocking a 2400 attack stat. It could even match the Red Eyes Black Dragon, which he also has, which is just amazing at 2400 attack. Most people in this series will not have monsters up to 2400 attack. Obviously, the stronger members will, like Yugi Muto, but he can get his monsters pretty well, and with the special summoning power of Polymerization, that is pretty good. Plus, it doesn't matter how strong you are, he runs Copycat, so technically he's as strong as you are. So, Joey Wheeler's attack stat: Garuzi's Battle Steer, Swamp Battle Guard, Lava Battle Guard, Red Eyes, Thousand Dragon, even Flame Swordsman can be considered pretty strong if he gets it out. Plus the Salamander equipped spell, Kunai with Chain Trap equipped spells, Copycat ability. He's got a lot of reasons to be powerful, and his shield and sword can completely mess with that. But let's get on to his defense stat. Joey's defense stat's not very good. I'm looking at his monsters right now. It's not very good. Yeah, I'm scrolling through them, and Lava Battle Guard is his best defending monster. Now, obviously, it technically would be Red Eyes and Thousand Dragon at 2000 defense, but his best defending monster is Lava Battle Guard with the ability to increase its, doesn't even increase defense, damn. No, it's, yeah, Lava Battle Guard at 1800, a tribute monster. The rest of his monsters have about 1100 to 1200 defense, so not terrible, but 1500's the average, so that's pretty meh. Then again, Copycat could just steal it, so it doesn't really matter. And not only that, defense doesn't just mean your average defense stat, it also means cards that can protect you, and Kunai with Chain is definitely a good protection card. Shield and Sword can totally mess with this, so that's why his defense isn't complete ass, because he does have these cards to protect himself. I guess Battle Warrior with 1000 defense, oh god, that's so bad. I'm sorry, his defense stats are just disgusting to look at. Joey Wheeler, not a defensive guy, so let's move on to his speed stat, and his speed stat is actually pretty damn decent. Now, I know this might seem weird because it's like, but Cooper, he runs too many tribute monsters. Yes, but the speed stat doesn't just mean that. The Time Wizard can be a straight up Raigeki, which is why his speed stat's not super high because it's a gamble card, but it could be a straight up Raigeki, which means the duels are going to end faster no matter what. You're either going to lose faster or win faster when it comes to Time Wizard. So that means Joey Wheeler's speed stat got to go up because of that. It got to go up because he has equipped spells. It got to go up because he has combo cards like Swamp and Lava Battle Guard. Because he has combo cards like Time Wizard. Or, I mean, not Time Wizard, but Polymerization that fuses monsters out faster so he could summon more than just one monster in a turn. Copycat can also speed things up pretty easily. But... oh, and you know what? I should mention this. He also has the monster, the Axe Raider, a 1700 attack point beater. That is his best beater in his deck that does not require a tribute or a fusion summon. 1700 is damn good. That beats a lot of people in this. 1500 is the average attack stat. 1700 is way above average in those terms. It's really good. So Axe Raider being his above average monster that requires no tributes, pretty good. But yeah, I think it's time we go into the real problem. It's time for Joey Wheeler's brick stat, and it is Brickable. He is definitely able to brick, which is why he's called Brickable. So, yeah, Joey Wheeler, he runs Battle Steer, Garuzi's, Swamp and Lava Battle Guard, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Polymerization, because he can't just summon Flame Swordsman in this. He has to use Flame Manipulator with Masaki, but that kind of stops him from bricking because he has some monsters he can actually summon. He does have a couple equipped spells that he relies on, but it's not the most brickable deck. Honestly, he probably would brick less than, say, Yugi, because Yugi has fusion and ritual monsters. So, I think the reason he's brickable is just all these level 5 monsters that are filling up his deck. Either way, he's still pretty good. You're probably not going to have to worry about bricking too often since his Flame Swordsman got split up into 2 monsters with a fusion. And since the level 5 monsters won't get in the way of the other ones, he's got plenty of regular summon monsters. So, that's going to be it for Joey's stuff. Let's go into his potential now. Joey's potential This might be a little biased because I love Joey, but he's actually got a pretty damn good chance of winning this tournament. His potential is easily a 3.5 stars. Now, the reason it's not 4 stars and the reason it's not, let's say 2 stars is this: he can gamble. If the gambling effect means he's not as bad as 2 stars, but he's not as good at 4 stars. But he's not quite 3 stars because 1700 attack point Axe Raider is pretty damn good. Plus Kunai with Chain is really good protection. Plus he's got Shield and Sword for messing around. And he's got Copycat, so he's not bad at all. The person that gets Joey, which I hope it's me, that's my favorite character right there, is going to be quite happy with Joey Wheeler. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you're excited for the next deck profile, and I hope you're excited for the actual series to start, which it will be starting as soon as I can get the friends together to do it, because we still got to do the roulette, and then we're going to freaking go and have a tournament, and it should be fun. Alright, bye-bye everybody.